Tonight's show, I'm giving you the blueprint, your blueprint for August and all 12 signs. And I'm also answering all your questions with live readings coming up right now.
Does it look like a Devin or David?
David is his name. It's been so spot on.
And I don't know if you put it in the side of your end table or not. You saw like there's something in your end table that you this too.
My God, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You might be hard on your right knee when you're running. Make sure you're not too hard on the right knee.
100%.
Okay.
Honey, I'm a runway walker. Okay.
I don't know if she's showing me flowers. Like, relay them or redo them. These purple flowers.
Oh my God, Scott, the flowers are right there. My orchids are purple. They completely are dead.
Yeah.
Did you even know?
You nailed
100%.
everything, every single thing. Listen, everyone, this guy.
Tell me something that he told you that came true.
Everything he's predicted has come true.
I just don't see it.
Who doesn't have cancer?
It's very possible.
Camera's psychic who first questioned Brooke's cancer.
Scott Cruz.
Oh, there you
I know
are.
his
You
last
won.
You better question yourself. We're here to bring enlightenment, not confusion.
You might encounter negative aspects of self, but that's a freeing experience.
Because then they start realizing that they can't think outside the box. And I said, if you can't think outside the box, then who's the stupid one here?
We've all co-created this matrix. So if you don't like the matrix, that's you saying that you don't like your own reality, what you're creating for yourself. So we're all equal participants of the creation of this matrix. I don't just come on here and talk, repeat. I'm living it.
In harmony with nature, in a mystical adventure, we're building on a culture.
Happy Thursday Night Live. Welcome to the Cruisyverse. How has your week been? It's been an interesting month. Again, it's repetitive, deja vu every week. How's your week? Heavy, right? We're going through this roller coaster. And I warned you, in 2024, 2025 to be cray-cray, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and it is, and it's been proven to be such, but we don't have to be cuckoo with the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs around us. We could actually be finding our balance, finding our leverage, finding our voice, finding how ways we could participate in this craziness in order to make it better, to shift our own karmic experience into something positive, as well as inspiring others to do the same, because we are here for us, but we're not just here for us, and we're not just creating our own reality, we're also helping others create theirs, and also to enhance the collective experience too, because how else are we going to understand how much we've expanded our soul without seeing the world itself expand with us? So we do need to participate in the collective, interactions and collective consciousness as well, not just our own selfish, creating our own reality, parallel jumping into different realities because I want to get what I want and get it quicker. We're not here for that shit, and that's not how it works. So we're here to participate, and we're here to be in this joyful journey together, okay? Together. All right. So, and today, I figured, tomorrow's August 1st, and I feel like, Thursday nights, I never wanted to change my Thursday nights because every Thursday there's something special going on, a holiday, or it's right before the first of a month in a sense. So I figured I'd do another all signs read, or kind of like what is the blueprint for August. So I'll be telling you, do this. That'll be kind of like a very, understand these messages today for you will be very, I don't say aggressive, but coachy. Like, do this, get off the pot, do that. So it would be very, very straightforward. I figure we'll have more fun with that, kind of like more of a sassy read, but we will start with the collective read still and see what the forecast is for the week, or just what you guys need to hear collectively, and then we'll get into the live one-on-one reads. Alrighty, so let's first see who's chatted Kathy on in the room here. All right, I can only see who's chatting, I can't see who's watching. Brenna's what? Good to see you. Jennifer Cruz, my mother. David Cruz, my father. Good to see you as well. Wonderful mod Nina is in the room, so if you want to get your questions in, get them now. $15 for a card pull, 20 for one questions, 30 for two questions, and 40 for a live video with me. The live videos can only be through Venmo, so Venmo is the only way I can actually communicate to you to send you the link to call in for the video chat. So, and I just posted a whole compilation of readings from my live shows just recently from when I started on Instagram last year. So if you get a time, check out those compilation of reads. You can see my work in conjunction to other reads back to back. And those of you who don't, or just discovered me, want to see, hey, what does this guy have? You go check out the compilation. You can see how I can validate, with doing my sessions there too. Because I figured as readers, we have to constantly prove ourselves because people are always so skeptical about things. That's why I post prediction flashbacks that I've made and to show that. So check that out if you're new. But again, Again, the Venmo and PayPal links are in the description below to get your questions in. And also, Nina will be able to assist you and help you if you have any issues. Niggy. Iggy, can't you see? I don't know why I was calling you that, but can I borrow that blue from your print? I'm going to paint my building's rooftop with it just in case. Blue from your print. Blueprint, that's right, exactly. So yes, you could take the blue from my print and build your buildings, okay, for this month of August. Caroline Catton, good to be here. Good to see you. Actually, glad you're here. Darby Maybury, sorry, I'm trying to go quick, but yes, good to see you. James Porterfield, welcome. Good to see you, brother. Linda Jane, Lisa Guzma. Yes, ready for the energy, dive into the energy of August. I agree with you on that one, right? Because June, July was kind of a snooze fest. Movement, stop, movement, stop, movement, stop. August, busyness. So it's a continuation from the May activation of movement. So yes, August should be a lot more livelier, we would say. Especially your kids, a lot of kids be going back to school. So that'll give you time to be more lively by yourself without them. Tommy Garassi, good to see you. Stephanie Panaharada, yes, please hit and smash that like button for me, please. It helps the algorithm get my stuff out there, because I'm not big on pushing my social media stuff, so it helps. You guys can help me to get this my channel posted out. So yeah, hit the like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Set the notification bell. I don't know if that's appropriate to say it now, but do all those things to help the support. Rubian Albers, so much love from Oregon. Scott, I'm glad to be here. Always watch the replay. Glad to have you, and love Oregon. I'm actually very close to you, Northern Nevada. I'm right, kind of neighbors in a sense, kind of, sort of. Not too far away. Jennifer Wagoneer, good to see you. Karma, good to see you. Debbie Hall, hello. Ketras Oracle Magic, good to see you. David Cruz, Rhonda, good to see you as well. I think that's everyone who's chat. Daryl Blake, good to see you. Is this the cook? Is this the cooking channel with Martha Stewart? What the hell? Yeah, it's spirit cooking. Remember the thing that Lady Gaga did? The whole conspiracy of spirit cooking? We're spirit cooking tonight, so welcome aboard. We'll fillet your piggies on the Barbie here. Rhonda, good to see you. Rebecca Wallace, Sydney Aaron, my sister from another mister, good to see you, and all those who are watching, welcome aboard. And those of you who are new, I'm a psychic medium. I start with a collective read. I do use tarot and oracle cards for the collective purposes. I don't need tarot cards or need them in my sessions because I'm a psychic medium, but I use them for ways of guiding me in collective purposes. So I'm going to shuffle these cards now and see what the collective read is before I get into the tidbits, the quick 12 sign reads for what should you do for August, okay? But let's see what the collective read is. Give me a couple seconds as I shuffle these cards. And I always say, we like to see how these cards are shuffling, because if they're stuck, y'all are stuck. If they're loose, y'all loose. If they're, right now, they're pretty organized. They're shuffling pretty well. Very crisp and clear. A little slip up there in the energy. But for the most part, pretty good rhythm here. Okay. I'm already getting a message. I'm talking like what the theme is going to be. Interesting. Love that and love this, and that makes sense. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Okay. Good for that. And let's pull some oracles. The oracles are kind of clarification cards for me, kind of just, a little bit of a energy to say, like, here's the conjunction, or here's the overall essence theme, because tarot could be very specific about specific avenues and areas to focus on. So, okay. All right. A little cliche, self-love, and I'll show these in a moment. Okay. And we're good. Give me a couple seconds as I tune on in with my guides, which is basically my higher mind, which is schizo. Give me a moment. Okay. All right, very good. Three of Wands. Okay, now this card for me is about saying what is beyond, looking beyond your current circumstances, right? You hear me talk about this all the time. But the analogy to me is so many of you guys are putting yourselves in, when you guys were grounded and you'd be in your house and you'd see your friends playing outside, you're watching your friends play outside, but you can't because you're stuck inside. A lot of you guys are doing that to yourselves now. Like, you're keeping yourselves trapped inside because you feel like you're punishing yourself in a way that's saying, well, I can't do this right. I can't do that right. I'm not good enough, or I don't know if I can, or is it possible for me? And, do I deserve that? So all of that shit is putting you in, you're punishing yourself. You're basically grounding yourself and saying, I can't go out there and play. I can't go out in that world and play and have fun with everybody else. Because it's just a matter of whether or not you believe it or not. It's whether or not, are you punishing yourselves? yourselves? And if you are, what are you punishing yourselves for? And, a lot of times what I do see with my clients is people punish themselves just because of stupid, dumb narratives that their mother or father has told them. Stupid, dumb narratives that their siblings have enforced upon them. Stupid narratives that they've heard from an ex-lover. And it's like, so then why are you still punishing yourself now? Depriving yourself of interaction, depriving yourself of playing with the universe, seducing the universe, and enjoying the company of others simply because you just want to punish yourself for no reason. Because you are the parent of your reality. You're the parent of your experience. You're the parent. You have dominion over your own mind and experience in life. So therefore, the only person that can punish you is you. Why are you doing it? And I see a lot of you guys doing this still. And August is a time of being very fruitful, coming from the heart, right? We've been saying this for quite some time in Leo season. Coming from the heart, using your passion, expressing your true selves. And so if you keep punishing yourselves or keep saying, well, I can't, because when you tell yourself you can't do something or you don't know how you're going to get it done, so you don't do it, it's basically punishing yourself and keep yourself in contempt. Right? No bueno. So we should not be doing that at all. And ask yourself, how does that behavior or intellect, how is that conducive to getting to experience and enjoy the life that you say that you want? And I say that you want, because sometimes you say you want things, but you don't really want them because you don't really need them, but you think you want them because you're trying to pacify a void. And so therefore you put yourself into more punishment, conditional punishment. Get yourself out of those 4 prisms, both physically and metaphorically. Get yourself out of your prisms and start asking yourself, what do you want to participate in? As I was sitting on the John before the session, I was asking myself and pondering in my thinking chair, what is the actual theme I can talk about tonight with the collective read? What is actually a theme? And I'll see the cards match. And I just heard the word participation. And that has been coming up a lot lately with, coming up with the month of August. It's participation. Hop on in whether you think you can or not. Hop on in, express yourself, whether you believe you can or not, or whether you think people are going to reject you or accept you or not, right? It's time to start figuring out, the things that come from your heart. How can they sustain? What environments are you really in, right? And the Chariot card to me is more of a regal environment. You know what I mean? And so it's a regal movement, excuse me. And so you should arrive and understand things are at your own timing and take your own timing. Arrive in fashion, so to speak, right? And so, and not to say to be fashionably late, because of course that's just annoying, but you want to show up and understand the own timing and the rhythm in your own life. What is your own timing? Not someone else's timing. If you're dating somebody and they have their own timing, do you need to alter your timing to arrive and show up in your life so it matches with their timeline? No. They're going on another timeline. You're probably diverging in another avenue in your timeline. So why hold yourself back and follow somebody else's beat or rhythm? Don't do it. You see, when you're with and integrating with other people, it should be a rhythm. It should be a dance. You're kind of dancing to the same beat, so to speak, right? This is the rhythm we need to have. And when you're so clear about what that is, what your core signature frequency is, then you allow yourself just to embrace it in your own timing and arrive in style, so to speak, energetically, spiritual style, right? And so this is where things change. That's the new cycle. This is the new cycle. The Wheel of Fortune is all about the new, starting a new cycle, right? Ending a cycle, starting a new cycle. And so I really feel the movement that started in May and then started sustaining in June, July is putting this new cycle in gear. It's manifesting that cycle now so we can start living in it, right? We were kind of going the direction of it. Then we're kind of pushing it to gear. Now we're just like, I'm living in it, right? Like I said in the beginning, I'm living it. So you want to be living it, not just talking that shit, not repeating that shit, living the shit, right? And so now is the time with the star card saying that you have to understand, how do you shine? And we're not talking about, so many people don't think they're stars or they can shine just because they're not a celebrity or don't have the same skill sets that celebrities have. It's like, get that out of your consciousness that only stars are celebrities. We all have a vibrant energy to express. We all shine somehow. And the question is, how do you shine in your own personal life, in your individual life? How are you shining? And, a lot of times we need support, on this so people can reflect to us what we're good at, what we're not good at. Listen to those that support you, please. Because if we never allow ourselves to shine, then we'll never match with the things that we say we want in our lives. We'll always feel deprived. We'll be back in prison. We'll be back punishing ourselves, watching everybody else play. And we're just like, I'm grounded. I can't do that. We're stuck in that energy. We don't want to be depriving ourselves that way. Because the people that are enjoying themselves just say, what the fuck? What do I have to lose? Let me go out there and do it. Right? What do I have to worry about? This is not life or death. If people don't like me, they don't like me. So other people will like me, right? They understand the balance and the rationale of life so they can enjoy and participate. Understand how you vibrate. Understand how you shine. In that sense, that's very important. And it's funny that the Hermit card becomes right after that. And the Hermit card in reverse is getting out of yourself. Sometimes it just requires practice. And do you want others to be the dictator of whether or not you experience the joys or experience the things that you have goals? Do you want other people's opinions to be the ones that dictate whether or not you get to experience that happiness or not? Because you never follow those dreams. If you never take the initiative to practice and go into that modality of what you're loving, then how will you ever know if it would happen or not if you never take that step, right? It's simple psychology on that one. Nothing very complicated there. But it is time to get out of yourself in that sense and ask yourself, when you step outside of yourself, you start kind of being more introspective but reflective and saying like, yeah, I kind of been pacifying past energy, pacifying insecurities, and I haven't really been, allowing myself to override or overcome those things. It's just kind of been sitting in that shit for a while. And you realize, well, why? Why am I sitting in this shit? Like, who else is going to change it? Right? And of course, the Hermit card is saying you are going to change it because you're going to stop allowing yourself to be privy to the same repetition of your past. And so I like that the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups came in this the final position here. I'm putting them together because they kind of come together because it's all about partnership. Meeting new people. Right? This is the manifestation, the formula for love. And when I say formula for love, let's talk about like romantic love. Like this is the formula for romantic love. If you come from the heart, you meet from the heart. If you come from the heart, you attract from the heart. When you come from the heart, you also receive those who come from their heart too. So you're in the heart essence. And I always say in the state of love. What does being in the state of love mean? It comes from the heart. You're being honest, being real, being truthful. You're accepting things for what they are, and you can grow and exchange and expand out from where you are to where you're currently at. That's being in love. And then understanding there's always more. There's always more. So it's whether or not we said at the very beginning, are you giving yourself access to it or not, or are you just punishing yourself just because you have a couple negative thoughts, a couple disempowering thoughts, and somehow they just have all this power just to shut your life down? No. Come from the heart. Come back into feeling like, I feel this. This is how I vibrate. This is how I shine. And that attracts love and partnerships. And that's because the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups to me, like Page of Cups, like someone shows up, like an invitation or proposal, or hey, ask out, right? And the Two of Cups is all about having that partnership. So, it's almost like this is saying that's how you attract it with the Page of Cups, and that's how it becomes a manifestation of an actual, true, loving relationship because you've come from the heart. You're expressing the true version of yourself within. Right? Isn't that simple? I mean, how many times do you have to hear this? But you have to understand what has been preventing you from doing so is that you've been punishing yourselves for stupid reasons. Because a couple thoughts. What are thoughts? A couple thoughts. I mean, you could rework those thoughts and change them. Don't put so much validity and value into just a random thought or some sort of suggestive thought. You have the power to alter it. You have the power to shift perspective and say, I'm going to look this direction. I'm going to read reality in this direction. I'm going to read reality in that direction. Nope, I'm going to alter my perspective over here, not over there. We have the power to do so. We're doing that all the time. Just as you've chosen to look at the negative circumstances, keep focusing there. So understand and be conscious of like, oh, you're controlling what you're focusing on, and then you get stuck in a loop, a lot of you guys. So no bueno, don't get stuck in those loops. Be conscious if you're in a loop or not. And so the symbol cards of the Oracle self-love is the path to pleasure and acceptance. Okay? So I know it's reversed because the lens is reversed, but self-love is the first card, is the path. You can see it there. To pleasure and acceptance. Okay? So, and it's true because love is acceptance. That's what love is. You accept. You understand? You understand why things are the way they are. You can see and be objective enough to read why they're the way they are. And then you come in and nurture the situation and you expand. You expand out of it. And life becomes pleasurable. Just because, hey, look, I'm in control. And that's understanding that you're in control. Now, again, this whole thing about being in control, oh, but the government, oh, but this, oh, but that, oh, the economy, and it's like all this bullshit. Understand this, and I've said this before. Last time I just posted a video about this, ranting about this. This matrix is created by all of us. You understand that? This collective matrix we are in is created by you, by me, by her, by him, by them, by they, by this, by sis, whatever their names are, whatever their nouns are. We've all created this. Your dogs. And so everything manifests in our collective reality right now in politics, in the world, and culture are just reflections of our own internal fears, unresolved, expansions we need to make. So our current administration, that's a reflection of all our fears, all our unresolved, and all the things that we need to evolve and expand into. Take that as information, not as deprivation because of what's happening is uncomfortable for you. And if it's uncomfortable, that's because, again, we need to start understanding what comfortability really is. And we're clearly not seeing that based on what's going on in our culture and our politics and reality. Obviously, there needs to be a lot of change and shifting. This is why it's occurring. So I don't want to hear, I can't be happy and in control because what's going on in the world and what I see on the news. Well, don't watch it then. Because it is up to us to participate in our own individual lives, to change the collective, to be aware of how to maneuver around the collective and also help assist others to be aware and how to maneuver around their collective. Because you change, it helps others around you to change as well. But just saying, I'm not doing anything, just sit and watch and pout. And it's like, that's not doing anything. You're not shining anything. You're just dimming your light and depriving yourself of the goodness and just making excuses because everything else is the dictator of your happiness, not you. Is that rational? You're going to live anyways. You're going to wake up anyways, and you're going to have a palette of choices to have to how you want to experience your day, years, months, and decades. So is it rational to say, I can't because of the economy, I can't because of politics? Bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Because I've been reading people professionally for 12 years, but doing it way longer when I wasn't professional. I just say professional. That's when I started charging for it. And even through the tough times of recessions, there's always people that are still thriving. Always. Making a lot of money, becoming successful, always through the tough times, collective tough times. So why are you not one of those people? Again, when you're in tune, coming from the heart, you can read the parameters of this collective matrix that we've all created subconsciously and consciously, and able to maneuver around it to find our thriving space, to find where we do really shine and how we can participate in the collective reality to help the collective reality to heal and to grow and to expand. That's your job. I don't care if that means you're being a cashier and you're being a barista, but you're just bringing light to people's day just by being a barista. I don't care what it is. When you're changing energy, you're changing the world. And it's a simple cliche statement of be the change you want to see in the world. Let's start adapting these cliche statements and understand what the power really means behind it. Find the power behind what that really means until you can honestly say, I know what it's like to be the change I want to see in the world, and I actually do see the world changing around me as I'm being what I want to see change. Understand, grasp why these cliche statements and bumper stickers are out there and say to yourself, do I really understand and know what that means? If you say no, try to search and dig for it till you can find out what it really means. And then things change. You'll be doing things you never thought possible for yourself. That's manifestation. That's how you manifest. That's how you evolve and grow. Not because you wrote it on a fucking paper 5,000 times. And I'm going to say it again. I haven't said this in a long time. That's not how you manifest your life just because you thought about something. Whoopie-doo, you thought about something. Wow, all of a sudden reality's got to shift to more for your thoughts? No, it doesn't happen that way. It's not how it works. It's bullshit. Your participation, your expression, your interactions changes reality. Manifests reality. And when you change your expression of who you are and you start focusing on the person that you want to become versus the things you're trying to manifest, and you're focusing on that person, that version of yourself that you want to come into view and how you participate, then you'll manifest anything that you want because you've embodied that personality of the person that will get those things that you say that you want. Period. Let's start being rational here because, spirituality isn't really overly mystical as we think it is. And we don't have to overly intellectualize everything either. Sometimes it's just stupidly simple. It's just right there. And I've always said before, you don't have to figure out the quantum mechanics and hieroglyphics of spiritual reality and the matrix and this quantum field. No, you don't have to understand all that to be spiritual, to tap into your spiritual gifts or to conquer life. How many idiots out there just have life fall their way just because they're coming from their heart and being honest and expressing what they know their purpose really is to express on whatever level that you may think it is or not. Now it's time to adhere to that. And August is an important month. as I dropped half of my cards here. August is a really important month for us to understand this. If you really want to thrive, if you really want to take the collective current and take advantage of it and let it catapult you forward, you'd adhere to this message. Otherwise, you'll be coming back next year and complaining. You'll be coming back next year after spending thousands of dollars on psychics like me and others and wondering why things aren't changing and you haven't changed anything and just still stuck in the same place. That's okay. I'll still be here to help you. But I would prefer you to take the easier way and expand and evolve and enjoy. All right. So before I get into the readings, actually the one-on-one, the 12 signs, I'm going to just give you a quick message from Nina as I get prepared for the simple message for all 12 signs. It's going to be very simple, very quick, just more of a motivation. Do this. All right. Here's a simple message from Nina real quick.
Day crew, what is up? I got a channel message just for you, Taft and Fresh. When I was channeling, I got a lot of energy showing the previous month where there was a lot of like rupture or relationship changes or wounding that came out through either the relationship to yourself or with your partner or your friends, like a lot of wounding coming through that. And it feels like the root of it was a lot of inner child moments and a lot of reparenting moments that came through. And I'm hearing that for August, it's a time of repair after rupture, almost like when a volcano kind of goes through or these like little outbursts come out. I'm seeing this imagery of water being washed over it and the wounds patching up. So literally repair after rupture is what I'm hearing. And a lot of now you know what inner child wounds came up to the surface to be cleared. Now take the lead, release control, and surrender to your intuition and to a type of flow without trying to control what changes you want going into August. I'm hearing that it's just a lot of trusting your flow and being in a state of knowing that you're not in the past anymore and you're working towards where you want to go. For August, you get to walk into this space after clearing all that shit that came up, taking the lead and dictating for yourself how you want to treat the relationship to yourself and how you want to be in community with others.
Community with others. Did y'all hear that? Nina, did you all hear that back in the room over there? Did y'all hear Nina? She was on her microphone. So you better have heard her. There's no reason why you shouldn't hear her. In relation to others and community with others. Let's not forget about other people around us, guys. Thank you, Nina, for saying that. And when we release our past shit, we can actually integrate with others and understand the importance of others and how we're co-creating with other people's individual realities and collective realities and all that stuff too. So get out of this like, I'm creating my own individual reality. Everyone's subjective. I'm creating everyone. No. But yes, Nina's got her microphone, so y'all hear back there. Let go of that shit. And understand when you do, you can start understanding how you can show up for others too. It's not just all about you because we need to express ourselves with others. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful closing to the collective reading. Thank you, Nina, very much for doing that. For saying that. All right. August blueprint. First up, we have Aries. Aries, where y'all at? Okay. And I'm going to be repetitive kind of from the last couple weeks. So what you all need to do is start something new. Start something new, do something new, try something new, start new relationships, get that new job. You're all in this kind of momentum of, kind of in this, I would say, consistency, stability, but there's nothing new coming in. Start a new dynamic, start a new relationship, start a new job, start a new location, get out of the comfort zone. Understand that the things that you've passed up on, Aries, right? Stop trying to go backwards. Stop trying to get it back. Stop trying to say, well, maybe I did mess up on that relationship or maybe I did screw that up. So let me try to get that. No, don't get that back. They're gone. You lost them, right? That option, that opportunity no longer exists. There's more opportunities over here that exist that you need to go for. Start something new. And whatever that might be, Aries, ask yourself, what is it new? Maybe starting a new trend or starting a new job, like I said before, or starting a new relationship. It's now to break out of the box and now that mundane redundancies and flourish. Where's your passion gone? Because you guys are passionate, then you guys kind of leveled out a little bit, right? Kind of was comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with plateauing. I think sometimes we need to plateau, Aries. But when you plateau, understand where you're catapulting to next. Now it's a catapult now into something next. So start something new, Aries. You here? Okay. Next up is my lovely, wonderful Tauruses. My lovely, wonderful Tauruses. Your call, your blueprint right now, your navigation is get over yourselves. And I mean this in the most loving way possible. Some of y'all think you're all the shit. Some of y'all are so wrapped up in yourselves that you think you have to help and do everything for everybody else. So because they think, or you think everyone needs you when you're just creating codependency. But it's a rebirth for you, Taurus. So get over yourselves. That's what you need to do for August, is get over yourself and understand what can you do for you, not anybody else. How can you show up for yourself, not show up that's going to, how it's going to respond, how the people going to respond to it, how it's going to affect other people, and how it's going to relate to other people. No. Get over yourself and start focusing on yourself. Because it might sound almost like contradicting in the sense that get over yourself as you're trying to help other people. A lot of people think that that's how they're unintentionally arrogant. It's like, well, they all need me, so I got to show up. Well, then who are you? Are you God? You think you're capable of that? Because, when you're trying to push so much, you're worried about everybody else. It hinders what you do for yourself. There's a little bit of an arrogance of that too, saying that, well, I can do it. No, I mean, balance. But now's the time. You'll get back to being the inspirer, right? And the person that can caretake and the person that can lead. You'll get back to that. But we gotta go to this rebirth first, Taurus. Rebirth time to redirect, right? Get over yourselves. And so I used to tell that to myself all the time. When I felt like, well, everybody needs me. I'm like, well, get over yourself. Who are you? What are your boundaries? What do you need? Right? So it's a wonderful time now, Taurus, to start having that kind of, own pleasure from within, the rebirth within. So your blueprint is get over yourself and go get into yourself. I know it sounds very contradictory, but understand what I really mean by this. Get out of your way. Get out of your head about being arrogant about how you think you need to do everything for everybody else, and get within yourself to understand what you really need. Rebirth time. Okay. All right. Why did I do Gemini next? I should have did Cancer next. But Gemini's next. Yes. Geminis. Okay. Your blueprint for August is learn something new and do it. So this is more about learning something new, adapting a new skill set, adapting a new version of yourself, Gemini. All right. If you're in your relationships, maybe do something to spice your relationship up. If your home life is boring, maybe do something to create a new environment for your home life, and maybe redesign something, and learn how to do it for yourself. So it's time now for you guys, for Geminis, creative energy. Now, creative energy doesn't mean artistic. Only mean like you're doing art. Creative means that hey, I'm starting something new. I'm learning this. I'm learning that. I'm acquiring this. I'm acquiring that. I'm building myself up here. I'm upgrading certain skill sets over here. Because I feel like Geminis, you've been bored for a while. Kind of bored, mundane, like I was saying with Aries. He was very just kind of in the same rhythm for a while, nothing's really changing, but feels secure and stable, nothing really to bother me, but there's something else I think I need a new dynamic in my life on, and so learn something new. Find a new trade, new skill in that sense, right? So it's not the same as Aries about starting something new. We're saying learning something new as far as upgrading your personality, your characteristics, and your skill sets, and finding new environments to surround yourself in. This will actually give you guys a better leverage and balance of how you're changing, how you're making decisions more clearer, right? And allowing yourselves to be more in the spotlight. Consciously in the spotlight, similar to Aquarius, as I'll get later, but allowing yourself to be more in the spotlight, get more attention, get more validation, get more confirmation, so do that. Okay. All right. But we love Geminis. Geminis is, I've always had fun with Geminis, actually. So my mom's a Gemini. That's right. I forgot my mom's a Gemini too. But Gemini women are always different than Gemini men. Gemini women are slightly more, how can I say it slightly? More level-headed than men, Gemini men. So yeah. Next we have our wonderful Cancers. Cancers, now's the time to rebrand. A lot of these are going to be new. So rebrand yourself, Cancers. Stop with the same personality. Stop with the same persona. Stop with the same but this is what I keep doing. This is how I do. Rebrand yourself. And, I feel like for a while, Cancerians, a lot of you guys are mimicking other people a lot, or mimicking what other people are doing, not really being the leader in a sense of things, right? Stop mimicking. Stop portraying what you think people need from you as well. This is similar to the Taurus energy. There's a lot of similarities with signs, guys. But there'll be slight different alterations of what to do. So, Cancers, you need to rebrand you. It's not about the physical manifestations. It's not about the move. It's not about the job. It's not about the relationship. Some of you might have started new relationships last year. You know, maybe you're in a new relationship or new relationships are coming to bound. Now you're starting to recognize these relationships are pulling from me things that I haven't really expressed yet. So we're saying rebrand yourself. It's not about manifestation right now of things. It's about expression. It's about getting that different version, that personality of you upgraded. And understanding where you stand and being very confident where you stand with how you deliver your emotional interactions and so forth. Rebranding. And creating the Cancerian 2.0 version of yourself, right? 2.0 Cancerian energy is what we're looking for from you Cancers, right? So now's the time in August to do so. Okay? Do it. Get to it. All right? All right. Next we have my opposite sign, my opposite fixed sign, Leo. Okay? For you Leos, what you need to do for August, commit. Commit to it. Do it. Commit it, right? Because I feel, you know, especially in Leo season and with the age of Aquarius we're in now too, underneath all that Leos have been very heart-centered, and there's been a lot of fragmentation within Leos, I feel like, too. That way they've been forced to understand, but I don't feel that, but I feel this, but I don't need the external validation anymore. Like, I'm validating myself. It's like, the Leos will now finally understand what us Aquas have been saying for quite a long time, right? And I'll get to the Aquas and how the Aquas are learning from Leos now. So you need to commit. And that means a lot of guys need to either commit to your relationships and commit to actually longevity or commit to yourselves. And so, again, you know, some of this commitment might require a move. Some of this commitment might require a job change, but not so much about acquiring so much things other than committing and locking things in for you. Solidifying things. That's what you need to be doing, Leos. And a lot of, you know, it's either commitment to yourself or commit to a relationship. If you're in a gray zone, you better pick out where you're committing to. You can't be committing to a gray zone, Mr. and Mrs. Leo. Okay? No gray zone. Okay, make sure I have time for these live readings. So then you'll find your new rhythm, Leos. And a lot of it's going to be very heart-centered, heart-focused. And I think you'll feel, again, more Aquarius, more, I would say, interacted with community and people and more communicative with those around you and feel more sense of community. So that you don't have to be a leader. You don't have to be in charge all the time anymore. And that's a great thing to learn, is to be humble. Okay, so commit. I told you it's gonna be more boot camp, okay. Virgos, where are my Virgos? I'm a Virgo rising, so I know y'all very well. Okay, take charge, Virgos. Take leadership. Okay, this is your time to take charge. It's your time to step up and start leading things now, Virgo, starting in August. And I said this a couple of weeks about letting your voice be heard, but what does that mean about let your voice be heard? How are you going to take charge? You know, a lot of you Virgos have been like holding back from saying what you want to say, right? You'd be like, they're just going to, I don't want to deal with the fight anymore. Now the universe, spirit, whatever you want to define it to be, the world, people are requiring you to speak up and lead them. They're requiring your rationale right now, because even though a lot of us are coming from the heart, you'll be coming from the heart, but you'll be using your heart to understand that you do have rationale. That's your power, Virgos, is to be rational and put things in perspective for people. And people are going to need that now. Because now that people are coming to their heart, they're going to be cray-cray and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too. They're not going to know. A lot of people will be very emotional because now they're focused on the heart. They don't know how to handle it. So they're going to be kind of wibbly-wobbly on their journey. So we need the Virgos to step up. And, you guys, Virgos do come from the heart, but they rationalize it a lot. So maybe it's time to rationalize why you should be using your heart and how to use that. So take charge, step up, start leading, Virgos, and let the voice be heard, as we said 2 weeks ago, and when we did a collective reads of that as well. Take charge. That's what you need to be doing. That's your blueprint for August. Okay. And who do you have? Let me get my next Libras. Libras. This is going to be a tough one for Libras. I'm saying Libras accept defeat. Okay? You don't have everything balanced. Now, accepting defeat means you're starting new. This is a good thing. This is not to sound negative for Libras. But accept the defeat. You've been trying to balance, again, Libra is all about balance. I'm not trying to be cliche based on the sign, but you guys have been trying to juggle too much and try to do too many things and try to, be the handler of both everything in your life, in a sense, and both sides of your life, in a sense. I'm saying, accept that you can't do that right now. And redefine what balance means. So you guys may not be there might be new jobs, but there might be a move, decluttering, a lot of kind of recalibration, moving friendships around, right? And then embracing friendships who really kind of hit home for you, right? You know what I mean? So you're going to have like a breakthrough moment in August. So accept the defeat, right? But that's how you win. Because you're not made to balance all the things that you think you're supposed to balance. You're not made to juggle all the things you're supposed to juggle. And the thing that you're missing that would bring that balance in is the heart focus and what you truly feel, despite whether or not it's rational or not. When you consider it, it will become rational. So Libras, don't make major leaps unless you feel forced to make major leaps during this time. Accept the defeat. But accept the defeat just only means that it's time to grow. So grow, right? And I don't want to be so cliche about growing. I feel like that's the only way I'm going to let Libras have the Libra energy, have them be heard by saying something heavy in that sense, but accepting defeat. But it only means that you can handle a lot, but you're handling things that are just unnecessary for you. What's necessary, right? And what's holding you back? What is actually knocking you off balance? What's not bringing that center for you? Okay, so that's what you should do for August is your call. Okay. Next we have, and yes, I'm still doing live questions. This is just the collective. This is the topic segment, the chat segment I usually do. So I do a collective read. This is a chat segment, and then I get into live reading. So yes, I'll be starting those in mix. I have quite a bit, so I'm going to try to run through this really quickly. So this is really the topic. So every live show I do a collective read, then I have a topic every week, and then I do live readings. So, but yes, this is the topic section. So we're almost done with this. We're on to Scorpio. So probably another 15 minutes, we'll start with the live reading. So those of you who already got your readings in, we'll get through to you, and I'm going to close those down shortly because we already have a lot in there. Scorpio. This is going to be very similar to Virgos. How can I say differently than Virgos? It sounds very similar. I say it's not so Virgos, but similar to Libra, Scorpios. How can I phrase this? Because I'm channeling this all, guys. This is not pre-written. I'm just channeling it all down. But Scorpios, I'm going to say the same as it's similar to Leo, similar to Virgos and Libras. But Scorpios, you need to commit. Commit. Give in. Humble thyself. And when I say humble thyself, I don't mean with arrogance. I mean let yourself feel. So Scorpios, there might be new relationships knocking on your door. There might be new opportunities knocking on your door. There might be new ideas knocking on your door right now, Scorps. Right? And so I really feel like you guys have evolved a lot too, to where it's more than 3D. So you're becoming more intuitive. You're becoming more focused on what really matters, which is great. So now it's time to commit to something and go for it. Don't be fragmented. So similar to, as I said with, I don't know who it was. Was it Leos and Libras about committing? Similarly, you guys have to commit to. Decide, just go with it. I'm going to take that chance. Step out of the box. I'll say this: step out of the box for you guys, for Scorpios, because a lot of you guys have been feeling it. Do it. Go for it. Push yourselves. August is a wonderful time to do that. So I feel a huge change, and like the humbleness and also like with relationships with Scorpios, very much so, embarking for like August and such as well. So commit to it, embrace it. So instead of commit, I'll say embrace, Scorpios. Embrace all those new paradigms in August. Okay. All right. Next we have the Sagittarius. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, you need to build it. Okay? Your blueprint for August is build it, create the structure, create your foundation now. So, which Sagittarius, it might be, and I think this is also from May to here now, because May through August is kind of very much a very, I would say, cohesive months in that sense. But it's time for you to build that new foundation. A lot of you Sagittarius might move, get into relationships, finding ways of being more intimate, more secure, finding foundation. So build it. Create the foundation now. Create that new parameter, that new paradigm, but be more creative and more specific on what that means for you all. Outside of the kind of aloof airiness of your life that you've been having, but understand you're building structure now. So build it, find the structure, build the structure, create that paradigm. What does that mean? Find dynamic within. All right, build it. is for Scorpios. Sagittarius is build it for August. That's your blueprint. That's your to-do. It's very simple, actually. No need to spend any more time with that. Capricorns. Okay. Capricorns, your blueprint for August, own it. Own it already, okay? A lot of you Capricorns are just been so, I can do this, but I don't know. I don't want to be bothered with anybody, and I don't know if I can do that. Am I smart enough, even though I got all these accolades? Own it already. When the fuck you guys gonna own it and just like go forth and just take your leap and jump into it and just like, it's because I enjoy it. I am good at this. Let me just do it because I want to do it. Own it, Capricorns. That is your blueprint for August. Because, you know, I know a lot of, and I have a lot of Capricorn friends around me, and they're all very similar in different ways, right? And a lot of them are feeling these new directions, new work, new creative expressions, new creative endeavors. So, you know, business, work for Capricorns, August, starting that energy new and feeling that push and, you know, creating that trajectory of manifestation is wonderful for August. So the only way to really allow it to like bring back the goodness and the blessings is to own it. All right, Capricorns. So your blueprint for August is to own it. All right, 2 more. We have Aquas. Okay. Aquas, which is me, Aquarius, right? All right. Well, you know, Aquas, Aquarius, I'm talking to myself too, but your blueprint for your blueprint for August is fuck it. Fuck it. Stop caring so much. Stop analyzing it so much about how much you have to do or not do and participate and lead, actually. Because, you know, we're always concerned about like how people are going to, you know, see us, but then we're not concerned, but then we, you know, try to again explain ourselves, but then we don't get, so always this kind of like back and forth wobbly energy of like, I care, I don't care, I care, I don't care. Care, fuck off. Care what you want to care about and say fuck off the things that you don't need to care about. And the reason being is because, you know, Aquas, like I was saying about Leos now, Aquas are becoming like Leos where we're like, I have to lead. We got to be in the spotlight to lead now. Okay, it's out. The torch is passed to us now. So now it's Aqua's time to start leading. And so, yes, and the only way to lead effectively is to say, fuck it. I don't care what they say, whatever they want me from me. I don't care. I'm just going to express it to express because I know what I say. Because us Aquas, we're very forward thinking, right? This is not to be because I'm an Aqua and try to be, you know, arrogant about this. We are very forward thinking. That's just one of our natures. We have a lot of, you know, flaws in other ways. But this is why this time now has shifted. The timeline, energy cycle has shifted to where now it's Aqua's turn to lead because we need that now based on the timing where we're at with our collective consciousness. So fuck it. To all the shit that don't matter and what people say or think and whether or not they're going to cause complications or not, and lead. Be in that spotlight. It is time. It is the age of Aquarius for a reason. Okay? And I think this is going to bring, you know, and being unapologetic about it, you know, and setting the real boundaries. You know, very cliche, very simple, right? Okay? All right, so again, so we could say your blueprint Aquarius for August is to fuck it, but it's also to lead. All right, to step in the spotlight is your blueprint for August. Okay, last but certainly not least, dear Pisces. Okay, this is very similar. Pisces, you all need to restructure. Very similar to, I would say, a lot of signs. There's a lot of similarities to a lot of signs, of course, because there's only a certain amount of emotions. But for, you know, your blueprint Pisces for August is restructure. A lot of what you're doing needs to be done differently or done in a different light or different expression. So not that there's newness that comes in for August, more about expanding an expression that you've already been doing and how you're going to do it better. So it's not about a new job. It's not about a new home. It's not about a new relationship. It's about how am I going to make this relationship better? How am I going to make this job expression better? How am I going to make my communication better? Right? So restructure, okay, is your point. And restructuring is expansion. So stop seeking things outside of you all the time. Stop trying to worry about what this person is saying or not saying, what they're doing, not doing in comparison to you. Because usually Pisces are not so competitive that way, but I feel there's more competitive energy that's been coming out of you lately, right? So stop comparing. Restructure. That's your blueprint for Pisces in August. Restructure and also rebuild and, of course, re-express. Stop thinking outside about something new. Do what you're doing now new and let that evolve. And you'll find more peace, more travel, more commitment, more like kind of thinking outside the box, as you guys can be very good at too. But you've lost that for a little bit of time. Now it's time to restructure so you can upgrade and rebrand. Okay. All right, so that's the 12 signs, and so now we can get to live readings, but I'm going to take a quick little break before I get into that. We're just running my new little commercial here, and I'm just going to kind of get situated and get these live readings pulled up now.
Scott Cruz is popularly known for his life-changing one-on-one readings to also guide in your soul ascension journey. With life readings, get insight into your relationships, career, health, trauma healings, past life regressions, and more. Want to connect with a loved one who's transitioned? Scott's mediumship session can be the gateway to you and your loved ones in spirit, bridging the gap between the physical and the spiritual realm. If you want to enhance your own psychic ability, Scott's Intuition Builder session can help expand your psychic and mediumship abilities. So sign on to scottcruzpm.com to book your own personal session today.